uhlangana nomuntu ngaphandle, a stranger gives you love that you don't get in the house. You end up being what? Utshontshiwe ngesimanga sokuthi lapha endlini uthando bungalitholi, and utshontshwe when understanding ukuthi kwenzeke kanjani, because this person will give you love, give you everything that you want.
A lot of women that come off the street, there's basic needs. So do you have clothes, do you have a house, do you have food, do you have water? So that is obviously very important, but the mental health journey of that is also very important, and work is a big issue in South Africa. How do we get these women to do a job? Because then we all need money. Financially, we need money. And what can we do in South Africa? So what are your skills? So part of what we do is, yes, we focus on the mental health part of it, but we also try and focus on the vocational aspect of that.
Yeah, that's the misconception. You understand?
It is a misconception.
Yeah. So once you speak or you are stressed or you have depression, what is that? You can't be stressed when you are like, as young as
there's
whatever
food
age.
There's
everything.
There's food in the
so
fridge.
hard.
Eat.
To school. Depression yani.
Angazi ukuthi depression ngimncane mina.
Yeah.
Ustresswa yini? Ngiyakuprovide mos inkinga.
Currently, we do a lot of group therapy because that's just a way of reaching a lot of people at once. So long term, if we can have whatever mental health professional, that if it's a psychiatrist, if it's a doctor, if it is a psychologist, if it's a counselor, whatever is needed for the survivors, and having a network of that.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Magc Wellness podcast. I'm your host, Kaugelo Putwani, and today we will be talking about something so prevalent that we don't talk about enough. We will be talking about human trafficking and GBV. Today I am joined by Mandy from Mending Broken Beauty and Ntombi. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you here. I think this is a very pressing conversation.
Definitely.
Okay. Can I give you an opportunity to introduce yourselves?
Ntombi.
I'm Ntombi Mazinga from Pretoria. Anyway, I'm based in Johannesburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we from the same area.
I'm Mandy. I'm the founder of Mending Broken Beauty. And just a little bit more about the organization. We're healthcare professionals that provide mental health services and vocational support to survivors of human trafficking and gender-based violence. I think when I started the MPC, it was based on the Japanese art called kitsugi, where pottery is broken, and when you put it together again, it's basically gold that you put together. And it was just so beautiful to me that we all are actually broken, but when we put the pieces of ourselves together again, it's actually more beautiful with the gold. So that is just where the organization started. And just the journey that we walk with people that experienced really severe trauma, and helping them to have hope again in the future where they didn't have hope.
That is absolutely beautiful. That is sure. And can I ask, I know you spoke about the Japanese art, which I absolutely love. I love the analogy of that. But why particularly human trafficking and GBV?
So I think for me, as a mental health professional, I really do love walking a journey with people that really suffered from a lot of trauma. In the mental health space, if we look at personality disorders, it's things that people really struggle with for a long time. And I really am just passionate walking a journey with people with the difficulties of that, and why specifically, how that links to human trafficking and GBV. I think it is a big issue in our country, and I think there isn't a lot of mental health support for these people. If we look at where they're coming from, where the background is, and mental health care in South Africa is expensive, and just finding a sustainable way to actually provide these services to survivors.
Sure, that is absolutely powerful. So now we're just going to jump into the actual nitty-gritties of what we're here to talk about. So I want us to talk about human trafficking, right? Can we talk about some of the misconceptions? You both more than welcome to answer. What are some of the misconceptions that you've both encountered, or things that just aren't true about human trafficking?
For me, like nowadays, abantwana abancane basuka emakibo bemisleadiwe abafana ba end up esebenza izinto engambelanga ukuthi bazenze, of which abanye bagcina sebe ngena ezintweni ezi-wrong. Like for example, I had a friend i-boyfriend yayibeka itsotsi, so in order ukuthi bathole lo mfana baye bakidnapha le ntombazana. Ekukidnaphekwa le ntombazana lena kwathiwa ukuthi manje lapha yana uyohlukunyezeka. For the past 2 weeks they kept her inside the house, not eating, raping her, those things, you understand?
Sure.
So uthe mayiphuma laphana iphuma sebeyoyilaqaza sebeyilahla ukuthi manje lo muntu sekahlukumezekile, sekahleli lapha endlini for 2 weeks nomqondo ngapha yabona. And it is hard ukuthi ukhuluma ukuthi I've been raped by 3 men for the past 2 weeks. Understand? Because if you are saying those things to some people, they'll judge you. And thina abantu abamnyama ke judgmental we have. Understand? So it's very difficult. Kunzima. And that is why ubona esikhathini esiningi abantu be-commit suicide. Because you get raped by your uncle. You can't say it because manje u-uncle uyu umuntu oprovide endlini. What must I, if I say this, endlini bazothini?
If umbambisa.
Yes, you can't, because they'll be like, umalume uyasupporta, you can't say this, uyabona, keep it to yourself. Yeah, you understand? So it's like, it's very hard for us black people. It's very hard. Sure. Because even for counseling, us we don't have counseling. We are getting counseling from where? Uzofuna counseling kumamakho, umjwayela kabi. Uyabona? Most of the time yazi ngine trauma. Like
they don't know, akazi
akayazi leyo nto leyo.
So you must move forward. It happened, you must.
Yes, uyabona, and le nto lena wena is going to hurt you for the rest of your life. Understand? Maso ukhula lana, even abantwana bakho awukhona ukuthi ubafundise ukuthi, you know what, this you mustn't do, this you must do. That is where I met her. And that is where I had my voice, which, you know what, I'm supposed to talk about things that are not like, and I'm supposed to be myself. You understand? So it's very hard. Because some of the people, they don't have that opportunity to meet someone to help them. Which, you know what, it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry. It's okay. Now umuntu, yabona. Because manje mawuzoba ne-depression, ngapha uhlukumezekile, ngapha ukhulumi, uzo-end up wenzani? Ushona drugsini or uyazibulala. So yeah, it's like that.
And also to remember that it really is not your fault.
No, it's not.
And it could happen to anyone.
Exactly.
It's so important, yeah.
Mawuzohamba le strategy uhlangana nomuntu la niyakuthatha uyakutshontshwa ukuhlalisa endlini for 2 weeks. Did you ask for that? You didn't. Whose fault is it? So why must you blame yourself for something that you don't know what is going to happen? You didn't know it was going to happen. So angeke uzuhambe uyokhuluma nomama ngale nto leyo ngoba omunye umzali uthi hayi yakho. Yabona?
Sure.
Abazali bethu abafani. That is why ubona umuntu okay ngcono ungakhulumi nomama mami angihambe ngetshwaleni. Maka phuza laphana and up into is wrong ukudlula leya ngoba akakhona ukukhuluma ngale nkinga nayo. Understand? So as black people ukuba open nabazali bethu, we don't have that.
I think the challenge also comes from not just you being unable to express your emotions maybe to the parents. Sometimes it's a matter of them not knowing how to actually respond to it, because nabo themselves, you find that, like, you know,
bayafuna ukukusiza but abazi
they don't know how to. No one spoke to them about mental health. They don't know what mental health is all about, you know.
But the cycle has to stop somewhere.
Mental health uyahlanya.
That's the misconception. You understand?
It is a misconception.
Yeah. So once you speak or you are stressed or you have depression, what is that? You know, you can't be stressed when you are, like, you know, as young as
there's
whatever age. There's
fridge.
Everything. You know,
there's
we're
food in
trying
the
so
fridge.
hard.
Eat.
Go to school. Depression yani.
Angazi bona depression ngimncane mina.
Yeah.
Ustresswa yini? Ngiyakuprovide la musinkinga.
And also there's also the misconception of you having to go for therapy.
It's a
And
white
then
people
when-
thing.
yeah,
They
when
actually
you-
say that.
when you
it's a
go
white
to
people
psychology,
thing.
yini suyahlan. Are you crazy? You know,
Tell
that
them
type of
sibone
thing.
TV ukuthi uzwa therapy. Ngiyokhuluma lapha. Uyokhuluma ngenkinga zakho. Which problems?
Exactly.
What problems? But
As young as you
when
are, you're
you're
having
close-
problems. So
And then they tell you, nah, I was walking 5 kilometers to get water from a river. Hi, bo!
so yeah, even if uthola umuntu okuhlukumezayo or umuntu ofuna wenza into ongafuna ukuyenza, awukhona ukukhuluma. That is why thina bomama bamanje kubalekile ukuthi ingane zakho you sit them down now, because as we know, you know what, baby, ne? If someone does something that you don't like, come and talk to me. I'm not an animal. I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm going to help you. I'm here for you. Because as we didn't get that chance.
Normalizing the
Yes.
conversation.
As we didn't get that chance. You know, I once remember ngiya emsebenzini ngihlangana nabotsotsi bayangirobha. Labo tsotsi laba ngiyaba overpower. Ngifike ekhaya ngilimelela. Ngithi yazi mama cishe ngabanje inkunzi. Madoda akho. Do you understand? Yes, what mama cishe ngabanje inkunzi. Akunamuntu uzokubamba inkunzi Ntombi namanga. You understand? And I mean, I needed that counseling. Good, you know what, baby? I'm sorry.
It's
I understand that.
traumatic.
Guess what? One of the shows on TV, I saw one of the clips trending on this thing. I'm not sure what is it. It's one of the shows that play on DSTV with the, you know,
I know most of them.
you know them, the lady that plays Siska Corner in Shaka Zulu, the one who's actually narrating the story. I forgot it's Dawn Tandega Dawn something.
Okay.
Oh, Utadega Don?
Yes,
Oh,
that
Mangom.
lady. Yes, Mangom. So in this show, there's this guy also, Leona. He's a very funny guy. So he was actually asking. He was saying, "I love you," and then this lady responded like, "I love you, give me."
I remember the
Like
episode.
you say, I think she said like something like I love you. Only say I love you
I think the story.
in Christmas. And 3 times a year, something
Yeah.
like that. You don't say I love you
Yeah.
in the middle of the year. You can't
It
say
was a
that.
series, ne?
Yeah.
And
I don't know the name of the story, but I just saw it.
Dramaland,
Yeah.
but I think or what is.
Yeah, so which goes to show that like it's actually has been something that is normal for years. Maybe when black people were disadvantaged in the previous, no one taught them what mental health or what is, you know, I don't know, like, you know, how to actually, you know,
express emotions.
emotions
feelings.
and maybe intimacy as well, because, you know, when it comes to that, hugging, it's weird. I know with me, when my dad hugged me for the first time, it was a very, you know, uncomfortable thing, like, how you're hugging me. He didn't get that, like, you know, and I can't blame him for that. Did he get a hug? You understand? It was not something that was like actually like there. But then now that there's a lot of mental health awareness, we actually get to know to actually, you know, behave normally, to hug our kids, show them that they are loved, you know, those type of things. And we can't blame our parents. It's not their fault. Because all that happened in the past was like the father goes to Joburg to go and work. He comes up after 6 months. It's a normal thing. You understand? When he comes, he does whatever. He still goes back for some time. Then the woman is there to take care of the kids and stuff.
Love
like
is providing.
yes, and then it's like that. It has been a norm for quite a long time. You understand? When we can't blame them. You see, that's like the other part that I'm actually observing from.
And some of those human trafficking things, it happens ukuthi umntana akayithola attention endlini ahlangane kungenzeka ukuthi umntana atshontshe umama, understand, or atshontshe ubaba, uhlangana nomuntu ngaphandle, stranger gives you love that you don't get in the house. You end up being what utshontshiwe ngesimanga sokuthi lapha endlini uthando ubungalitholi, and utshontshe when understandanga ukuthi kwenzeke kanjani, because this person will give you love, give you everything that you want. If we are color, you come to this person, you understand, we end up so one. You get trafficked by that. Good manje wena lapha endlini you can't say anything. Mina ufika ukhala ngiyathatha ngubeka la.
It's not warm.
You understand?
Yeah.
So some of abantwana bethu batshotshwa kanjalo. Cause manje mina ngimnikeza uthando. Lapha uzothola umama amnikeza uthando. For the past 20 years umntana unyamalele endlini okuphi? You don't know.
Yeah.
Even your child, you can't stay with your kids maybe for 3 days without seeing that kiss. 3 days, umntana umboni.
It's not normal.
On Monday, you go to the police and report to my child is missing. 3 days, where was she? Understand?
You should be concerned, like from the first day the child disappears.
Even for 2 hours, you don't see your kid.
In fact, the correct word is not intimacy. Sorry to correct that. It's affection.
Affection.
The affection, yes, yeah.
I actually want to talk about, things that are normalized, particularly in, I don't want to say just the Black community, because I think GBV is something that happens everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But there is a notion that if someone hits you, that's them showing that they love you, So I want us to talk a little bit about GBV. And also, Mandy, maybe you can help us with this. How does GBV intersect with human trafficking?
Yeah, so I think in South Africa, we really have a big GBV problem. And if we look at human trafficking and we look at GBV, often the people involved is women. I'm not all of the time, but oftentimes you can't really separate violence from human trafficking. Yes, you can in a way that sometimes there's financial control or people take your passport or whatever. But if we look at it, it's mostly women, mostly children. That is kind of where it intersects. And you can't really take the violence. If you take someone, you lock them up and you rape them for a week, there's still violence. It's still against women and children in South Africa at the moment. So yeah, that's for me where those things interlinked.
And Ntombi, more than welcome to jump in here. What do you guys think is the reason, for the high levels of, because South Africa has incredibly high levels of GBV. GBV is so normal. We're actually having a chat that as a woman, you're actually scared, to say no to strangers because you can get killed anyway. Anyway, you can get killed at the post office, you can get killed going on a date, you can just get... So what are the reasons... the reasons that you have seen in your profession and also in your lived experience of such high levels of GBV?
So I think something that's very interesting, even though I want to stay away from stats, but if we take COVID and what happened in COVID, there were 500% more calls to SAPS just related to GBV.
Sure.
I think it's a loaded question because you can bring in, yes, we focus a lot on women, but what is happening with men and what is happening with masculinity, and if we kind of balance that, can we fix that? But I think for me the biggest root is, and it gets back to the organization, we are all broken pottery, and we all have issues. We all have small issues, big issues. We all have issues, and that kind of needs to be fixed. Because why do you lash out? Like, why can you not have a conversation with respect if it's your wife or your child or a co-worker? Why do we need to lash out? For me, that it always goes back to like mental health issues or what happened in your past. If you can't have a respectful conversation with something, what happened in your past so that you can't do that? So for me, it gets back to mental health and looking after your mental health and respecting yourself and then the people around you as well.
Yeah, and with that being said, like, guys must start going for therapy. Because there's a lot of us who are actually having so much that we're actually suffering, that we have actually carried from our, our past, that we bring into the relationships, and of which like they're not good, and hence we have so much gender-based violence because there's a lot of traumas behind that. You've seen your dad beating your mom, and then the next day they wake up, they're fine.
And it's
you understand?
normal.
And it's a normal thing. And then you're like, oh, that's love. And then you want to do that to your person because it's what you have been exposed to when you were young and stuff. I think that's also like another reason how we actually get to have so much gender-based violence from actually having the males having to do it on children. Not children, let's just focus on the women. The women,
And there's a certain level of, I think as a woman living in South Africa, of entitlement from men. They feel entitled to you, to your body, to your attention, and you're thinking, I don't even know you. Why do you feel, what is this level of masculinity where you feel entitled to have me without my consent? It's actually very scary, I think, living in South Africa right now. And I'm not sure what society at this point can do about it. I mean, I don't know. It's actually,
ezoshilo ulwa nobhuti ufuneka i-counselling because uhlangana umfana vele ubroken.
Yes.
Umfana akakutshela ukuthi ubroken. Umfana ukhule eyazi ukuthi umama makashayiwe, it's fine baba ukuthi makashaya umama. Akukhulu umfana enza lento ayibona kubabakhe. Because manje imfundiso iqala ekhaya ngithi. Angeke umntana enze into angayibonanga lapha. Ukuthi umama makashayiwe le blue ayifuna afake makeup, qhubeke nempilo. So nami ngiyaku-owna, mangikuthanda ngiyaku-owna. Understand? Mangizokuthenga lesicathulo, I'm owning you. So ukhule lo mfana eyazi lokho ukuthi ubaba inhloko yasekhaya umama, she doesn't even need anything to say, understand? So nami if uthandana nami, it's my way or the highway.
Sure.
And if you don't do that, I've got a right to beat you and you won't say anything. Indlela akhule ngayo naye leyo, understand? So uthola umfana vele broken. And you can't fix a broken person. Understand? That is right.
And I think it's also normalized in, I don't know, in the media as well, because you'll hear of like a celebrity who's abused by another celebrity that they're with, and then they press charges and then they drop charges, and then we all have like an uproar on social media, and then we forget and we support them again as a
Even
couple.
us, you are doing like that. Someone get beaten and then go drop my charges. Like, phela ama celebrity, they are normal people. Bafana nathi.
Whose fault is it in that case? When
Woman's fault.
It's the woman's fault.
Yes. Angeke ubophisa umuntu makabuye exolisa ukuthi uyavuma. Because into manje uyazi umuntu once wakushaya.
Zokushaya futhi.
Thank you.
Uzokuphinda.
Uzokuphinda. And makakuphinda ke manje sekazokuphinda kakhulu. Wena police station bayazi nje ukuthi ngeveki uzakayi2 uyaphamba uyobophisa uyabuya drop, understand? Sometimes nathi abantu besifazane siwiki mafika ke umuxolisa uphethe ama flowers ngibahe ukuthi hayi uyangithanda uvusi kusasa sekangikhiphe lihlo nini uyakubulala yayizwa lento ngoba nawe ukwazi ukuthi uzimele umuntu wesifazane.
And I think
I
that's
mean, another common one is the one of, infidelity, cheating, of which, one would be entitled and, would want to kill, go to the extent of killing. If back cheat, just
go to therapy.
Leave.
No.
Honestly, if someone cheats on you,
lo baba lo mfana lo bulale Ntombi yakhe phambi kweingane zakhe.
What?
and that is
Sorry,
actually so prevalent, hey? Like kids getting killed because this one is upset with that one. Now the kids are getting killed and they're killing you and they're killing themselves because
Uthema kwazi ukuthi umfazi wakhe yachitha wahamba wayobulala usisi komfazi wabulala abantwana waze henga naye.
Sure.
that is
Which story is that?
horrific.
It was on Facebook my last month or so.
What is the gist of that story?
So he found out that the woman cheated, killed the sister of the lady, the kid, and then he hung himself.
Sure. That's terrible.
But the problem is, he's not the only one.
No,
it's
he's
not the
not.
only
No.
story. It's not. It's not. There's so many of these, especially in like the kasi and but people are killing
Kwenzeka
kids
in real
and
life. In
themselves.
real life,
In
uthola
real
ukuthi
life.
umuntu uyamazi. KZN ubhuti uhlala eGoli. Intombi yakhe isemakhaya. Kusuka umuntu eKZN uzotshela ubhuti ukuthi intombi yakhe yachitha. Wehlika la special wahamba eKZN. Wafika wadubula intombazane wahamba wazihang. Izinto zenzeka nje ebantwini esibaziyo.
And guys, you can move on, eh? Like there are
Besides
8
moving
bi-
on, just go for
there are
therapy
8
first,
billion
then
people
take a
in this
decision
world.
after.
How do you
8
tell a Zulu
billion.
guy to go to therapy?
You tell them, Puti, yeah, therapy. I don't know if I said that right. Hambo kuluma. And also, you know what? We also have to debunk this thing of traditional man, indodamazant. No, everyone is prone to be like a traumatized person. You're prone to trauma. You're human. We are all human at the end of the day. Zulu men are human.
It's
Tonga
not
men are
just Zulu
human.
men.
Yes,
No.
all
It's-
men.
it's-
Tonga
it's-
men,
yeah.
Tswana men, women. Everyone is human. Things are traumatizing. Things hurt. Go to therapy. You're not less of a man if you go to therapy. Go to
Our
therapy.
sister man.
And
You're
there
not
are
gay.
people
You're
that will
not gay
talk
if
to
you
you
go to
in your
therapy.
mother tongue.
Thank you.
Go to therapy.
Yeah,
Go, and you can
that's
talk to
important.
another man, another woman. Go. I don't see like male therapists just as a personal choice.
No, that they.
No, I know they're there, but I'm just saying like as a woman, I So there are people that can cater to your exact needs. Go to therapy.
Definitely.
Honesty. But anyway, I think the GBV conversation is really riling us up.
I think
it's riling me up.
the GBV. I think that's very important about GBV. If you're a true crime listener, is that we often see intimate violence crime related to GBV, and it is such a circle. Yes, there's an abuse circle and all of that. But I think when someone hits you for the first time or hurts you physically for the first time, like, that is a very big red sign. And the chances that you will be killed in that relationship in South Africa is very high. So if that happens, is to really seek help. Can your partner go for therapy? Can you go for therapy? There's lots of resources in South Africa, NGOs, a lot of people that do provide counseling if you can't afford it. But if that is something that has happened and you want to continue with the relationship, because that's often what does happen, is try then at least go for counseling and figuring it out, because there's a very high chance that you're going to become a stat. And this is really not jokes. This is stuff that actually happens in South Africa. And to really be, if you're in that situation, to really seek help and try and figure it out going forward.
And perhaps leave the relationship.
But I don't say that because people never leave.
True. But also there's almost like a Stockholm syndrome. Like now you become attached to your abuser, because a lot of women that have left actually say it is really, really hard to leave. They want to leave, but now they're actually addicted to this.
Because a lot of time what happens before the physical abuse happens is there's emotional abuse. And often you see women, there's nothing left of the women. They don't know what they like to eat at night. They don't know who they are. Sure. They really don't know who they are as a person. So a lot of the time there's a lot of emotional abuse because before there's physical abuse. And if you don't know, and if there's no confidence of you left, then you are going to think this is the only person that is for me, or whatever the case might be. And that is the reason also why they do stay, is because there's been so much erosion emotionally that if I leave, there's not going to be something better for me. And that is a big problem.
And I think after... when you get to the point of leaving, right, you abuse, they used to hit you, and then, you forgave the person and stuff. Before you move on to come to meet Caesar or Jabu or Sfiso or whoever, I think you need to go for therapy so that, like, you know the proper way of having to be, in a relationship, so that, like, it's you pave a way for yourself to be in this. Because I feel like the central thing that, is there in most of the issues lies with communication. Because, like, if ever we all understand what are the social skills, the communication or communication is all about, then we'll have, like, fruitful relationships, because we need to understand that first, because, like, it remains central to all mental health issues.
And again, community. Like, I think when a woman, say, is married and has to go back home, that's frowned upon. You are the one that couldn't, what you can't come back as Zela. You are the problem. Those things shouldn't be normalized. You can't stay in an abusive relationship because of fear of embarrassment, because there is stigma with coming back from marriage. It means marriage, you failed to build a home.
Definitely.
And your family sometimes doesn't want to take you back because now you've embarrassed the family as a whole. Now you have to stay with that man for the sake of image. That is horrible.
That's terrible. No. And I think also on the topic of forgiveness is when we forgive people, we don't necessarily have to be in that relationship again. I think we can forgive people and move on.
Because I think forgiving is for you.
Yeah. And not for that person. Because a lot of people say, but I've forgiven him and it's changed. And now I'm going back because I've forgiven him. That's not, or her for that matter. We see it other way around.
You go back, you die.
Yeah. And that's unfortunately the truth in most cases.
Sure.
He's going to beat you today. Tomorrow he stabs you. That day he struggles you. That day he shoots you. So.
And that's it. Sure. So, Ntombi, I know that you have had an experience of your own. Would you like to just share that with us and the viewers?
Okay, my experience. I can say I was once something that I was not supposed to be doing. I did that thing. If I may not mention it, it's fine.
You're allowed to tell the story however.
Okay. So I did something close to maybe 6 to 7 years I was not supposed to do. And I knew what it was wrong. It's close to human trafficking. But that thing that I was doing, it was like, it was heavy, it's like, it's in a stigma, né? And that stigma gives you something that you're not supposed to be. Understand? As you are talking about human trafficking. And that work I was doing, it was something that when you do it, you feel dirty. Understand? So there's like small kids who are doing those things that I was doing. And like now when I met Mandy while I was there. So seeing those kids there, I told myself, okay, you know what? This is not the job. Understand? So this is not the job. And then I've got a 16-year-old daughter. What if one day I saw my kid there? Ngizothini, understand? Ngizofila kanjani ngumzali? That is where ngithi most of the parents, they don't care about their kids sometimes. Because you can never say a child is 16 years and then she or he's doing something that you know what is wrong and you keep quiet. Awukhulumi lutho, awusho lutho, uyathula, knowing what your kid is wasting her life away. Understand? Because in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, she'll feel regrets. You know what? I was supposed to be doing this, but I didn't. And so ama-STI, ama-AIDS, yonke lento le. Umntwana usendaweni engamele nguthabe kuyo. Ngesimanga sokuthi wena mzali awunakanga. Understand? That is where ama-traffickers get the opportunity ukuthi manje bathathe labantwana babasebenzise ngendlela engamele babasebenzise ngayo. So while I was doing that, I realized, you know what, this is not for me. I'm better than this. And if our kids can get an opportunity to know, you know what, sis, you are much beautiful, you are better than this. And you know what, there are people who loves you. Even if at home, maybe there's no one like that, Tandai. There are people like me, they comfort you, they give you comfort, they give you love, of which one you didn't get at home. See, I would say myself, Ekaya, yabona manikhona ngabantwana kunalo tisha kunalo oyiness and then it's you, understand, a useless thing. That's what they say. You know what, when you're a useless person, you can't have anything, you won't succeed, understand. And then you meet someone like Mandy telling you, you know what, you are better than this, you can do it, you can make it, and you become a better person. So for my journey right now, I'm happy, I'm fine. I just wish maybe someday, like, those kids who are there doing those things that are not supposed to be doing, find help. As much as right now, where I am, I'm in a better space. So.
Can I just ask, Ntombi, coming out of that, I can't imagine it was
hard.
Yes,
it was hard.
So what are some of the challenges that you've had to overcome in your, shall we say, healing journey?
Sometimes if you are doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, you lose your self-esteem.
Yeah.
You lose respect. So you like now I'm rebuilding myself. I'm starting afresh. Because like maybe for past 7 years to 8 years I've lost like a lot. Because I was not supposed to be where I am today. So manje, I'm rebuilding myself. I'm starting afresh. I'm starting like a new me. They told me that I was supposed to be. Now it's like that I'm doing right now. Understand? And as I said, it's helped to have people talking to. Those people, if you're having a problem, so you know what, this and this, I don't see it right. No, it's fine. You'll be fine. You understand? I'm here for you. You want to talk? Come and talk to me. Those kind of people, it helps to have them. Because if you like, uzobona ukuthi wena uyisehluleki, you're a failure. Even maybe a failure, like as such, you see what, you know what, my life is not going the way I planned. At this point, I'm this old, and then I can see my peers are like, understand? You feel like you're a failure. That is where most of the people, they get to kill themselves. Because they can see what, you know what, my life is not going accordingly. So it helps to have someone to talk to, understand? That depression that is inside you, you took it out and you make something of it. You don't just say you know what, it's better to go and drink, or it's better for me to do drugs. That energy of yours that we are having inside that is saying, you know what, we are a failure. You took it out, you make it work, and then your life goes on. It's like that. It's for me anyway.
I love that so much. Mandy, how does Mending Broken Beauty get involved with women such as Ntombi? Like, how do you access them, and how do you facilitate their healing journey?
So for there's quite a few organizations looking at basic needs. So if we look at a lot of women that come off the street, there's basic needs. So do you have clothes? Do you have a house? Do you have food? Do you have water? So that is obviously very important. But the mental health journey of that is also very important. And work is a big issue in South Africa. How do we get these women to do a job? Because then we all need money. Financially, we need money. And what can we do in South Africa? So what are your skills? So part of what we do is, yes, we focus on the mental health part of it, but we also try and focus on the vocational aspect of that. Because without the vocational and financial support, we see women going back into prostitution, or people getting into the system again to be trafficked because financially they can't provide for themselves. But also, we can't let women just come from prostitution and human trafficking into a job, because mentally they experience PTSD symptoms, they experience flashbacks, they have anxiety, and having that person then as a manager, and they getting triggered, that also doesn't work. So we focus a lot then on the mental health of the women, and try and assist where we can with regards to vocational support. Do you have a CV? Can you apply for a job? What is your job seeking skills like? I think there's a long term, I would love to provide education for some of the women, or have like big companies that get involved that can say, okay, we can do like a period where we can help these women to build up skills, because a lot of time they don't have the skills to find a job. So now you are 45 years old, you've been human trafficked or you've been in prostitution, you don't have any skills, and now what are we going to do? We can't just do beadwork, because that's the first thing that OTs go to for some reason. But what vocationally, like, what is your skills that you have? And there isn't often a lot of skills. So maybe partnering up with people long term so that we can teach these women skills, because it's really a big thing, like mental health and the work aspect, and you can't really do one without the other. If that makes sense.
Yeah, they work together, because it's the very same concept with having to go for taking someone for rehab for like smoking, and then if there's no plan for him, having to reintegrate back to the community, to have him to keep busy, with work or some form of skill. It really doesn't. So they work together. It has to be a two-way thing.
And Ntombi, I just wanna say I'm very proud of you, and like Ace has said that you get people that get help and then they just go back and they go back again. What would you say to women that have tried to get out and they find themselves going back again and again and again? Because you now on the other end, where you are really fighting through the healing journey. So what would you say to someone that is sitting there and saying, but I've tried to get out, I just find myself back here?
I can say I understand why you're going back sometimes, because omunye umuntu akekho financial stable. So I understand, but you know what, you need to make a plan before going out. You're supposed to think, right now I'm going out, I'm done, and do something about it. Don't just say I'm going out and then go and sit inside. Think about it, make a plan, and go out, because you're supposed to have plan B. If you have plan B, vele uzobuyele move, because udinga imali. Abantwana bafuna ukudla. And I don't think ukuthi there's any mother onengane ongavuma ukuthi umntwana akhalale ngadlanga. No, you do by all means ukuthi your child gets whatever she wants, because some of the women, they sacrifice themselves for their kids to be better. Understand? It's not because they love to be there. They don't like to be there. No one likes to be abused. No one likes to be humiliated. For the sake of your kids, you do by all means necessary that your kids get food. So you have to make a plan and have plan B, which you know what, if it doesn't work, I must do like this. Some of us, as funa ukusebenza, mhlawumbe asithanda ukusebenza, make a plan, which you know what, maybe I've got this amount of money, I must do some business. Don't just say I'm going out without a plan, because you're going to go back again. Understand? So, yeah. And be strong. Be very strong. You must be mentally, physically prepared. Good, you know what, right now, I'm taking this step and I'm going forward with it.
And I actually appreciate that we have living proof. You know, Ntombi is proof that it is possible to get out. I just want us to also talk about the role of community or the importance of community, and you're more than welcome to both answer, in someone that is a survivor and someone that has come out, you know, of either trafficking or prostitution. Like, what is the role of the community?
Oh, I can see you there, and I'll be like, Mbonile, she's a prostitute. And like the whole location will know which way now you're doing what, and they'll be judgmentally judging you, saying those things to, and your kids, the most important thing when you are having kids, that stigma that they are talking about you, your kids will be having that stigma. Even when your kids are going to school, they'll be like, oh mama, okay, understand. So that thing is very bad for your kids. That is why most of the kids end up killing themselves, because you know what, I can't be having a mother who's doing this. I can't be having a mother who has been raped, understand? Or I'm a product of rape. And so all those things, like a community, is very, 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 very bad. Yeah, but even not community, your family. Because maybe if you are doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, you tell maybe one member of your family,
Sugile.
yazi ukuthi ungamtsheli usibongile. Yazi nomsa. Unomsa, you understand? Uthi angatshela usibongile angithi uzohamba no uthandayo utshela ubani. Like your whole family, if it's family gathering, they'll be looking at you as if like you are something that is unworthy. Yo, nyambona. So yeah, it's like sometimes it's better to talk to someone who's outside of your family, or someone who doesn't know your history. Which Ntombi is coming from this family, she was what. It's better. Me meeting you on the street, talking to you, I'll feel better because I know what you can't judge me. That judging thing is a big problem. Yeah.
And I think that's where, like, I think with women in supporting maybe family and friends, if they can't support one, I think it is important to either find like mental health support or people that can support you. I do know a lot of these women, when we usually meet, their self-esteem is usually really, really low. They struggle like who I am, like what is like just the confidence in general. And I think mental health support, I know something that the ladies always mention coming together is they enjoy hearing the same stories, that I'm not alone in this, and there's actually other people that also struggle with this. And I think that's the beauty of the group therapy that we do, is that it's ladies that can come together and they can support each other. Ntombi, I don't know, outside our groups, if you guys chat, and do you?
Yes.
Okay.
I live next to Bushle.
Okay.
Yeah, I live next to Bushle. Even yesterday I was talking to Tun.
Okay.
We do talk.
I think that's the beautiful thing, is you meet people that has a similar background than you, and building relationship and finding other support structures when your family and friends maybe aren't that.
You know what, you've got sisters outside your family that you can talk to, that you can trust, that they won't say, man, you know, those kind of people. Us now, we are women who survived, and we can talk to each other, we understand each other. Yeah, but so ukuthi ngizofika kuwe ungangazi ukuthi ngidlule kuphi, it's better to go to someone who has walked in my shoes, who understands my road, who understands me ukuthi yazini, if Ntombi ngifika namhlanje and she's like this, I must understand what is because of why. So yeah.
Sure. And Mandy, I know that you've mentioned some of the mental health disorders or illnesses that survivors encounter. Like, I think you mentioned anxiety, PTSD. So say there's a survivor who doesn't have access to help. What advice would you give them?
So I think Google is the first place. I think there's a lot of NGOs that does beautiful work with survivors. Obviously, Mending Broken Beauty is one of the places where, as healthcare professionals, yes, we focus a lot on group therapy at the moment, but I think long term the vision would be, if you need a psychiatrist, we have a psychiatrist that are willing to assist. So that is the long term vision. But just Googling in your area, you can Google Mending Broken Beauty, get in touch with us, and we can see how we can help you. But there's a lot of beautiful organizations. If you look at National Freedom Network, also a beautiful organization that's kind of the umbrella for GBV, also human trafficking. So contacting an organization and asking them for help in the next step. And usually we all have access to social media or a WhatsApp or whatever.
And what is the future of Mending Broken Beauties? I know you spoke about including a psychiatrist, but what is the bigger vision? And how can listeners support you guys in the work that you do?
Yeah, so I think my heart for the organization, like I said earlier, it's currently we do a lot of group therapy because that's just a way of reaching a lot of people at once. So long term, if we can have whatever mental health professional, that if it's a psychiatrist, if it's a doctor, if it is a psychologist, if it's a counselor, whatever is needed for the survivors, and having a network of that. I think we do basic vocational support, but I would love to be able to have funds if maybe one of them want to study, where we can actually say, okay, we sponsor your studies, but with the mental health support that we're giving. And then with the law background that I also have, maybe focusing on legal aspects that they do need assistance in. I think that's the long-term vision. And then how people can support on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, just follow us. Even if we just have a post sharing that more people can know the organization, joining our fundraisers that we have. And donating, I think that'll help. But as a healthcare professional, if you're willing to give your time, that would also be great.
So apart from maybe financially and also having healthcare providers coming to donate their services, is there any other form of donation that you guys
we are always
appreciate? Maybe?
Yeah, so I think we're always looking for a web developer. We're always looking for someone that can help finances, like the auditing. It's quite expensive if you have to pay that.
Yeah.
So really like professional people helping in business. We have someone helping now with social media marketing. If you can assist in fundraising, I think any form of volunteering, obviously they can't necessarily run the groups if they're not a professional person, but I mean any admin related can definitely help. We do try and give the women little packages as well when we do meet, which is usually beauty products. So sponsors in that would also be great. So yeah.
Okay.
So basically, if you have any sort of skill and time,
Great.
and resources,
Please phone me.
Yes,
That'll be great.
that's the gist of it. So whoever you are, whatever you do, with whatever you have, contact Mandy.
Yes.
Okay, because your help will go a long way.
Definitely.
And what are the parting words that you would both love to leave our listeners with?
I think for me, we all are broken people. It doesn't matter what your sex is or your gender is in today's world. We all have a brain and we all suffer from trauma, and please do get the help that you need.
As Mandy says, sonke siphukile, but one thing you must know, put God first.
Sure, and I do not want to add anything on that. I don't know about you, Ace. I feel like this has been
this was a very
wholesome.
interesting and very nice episode. So I feel like the awareness of the Mending Broken Beauty, so that people can actually reach out, when I'm sure there's more people with the little or the amount of followers we have. I mean, it will reach more, depths to actually, for people who would like to be part of it, join and stuff. So so that they can get help. And then, thank you so much for brave Ntombi to come and join us and share your story. So I'm sure a lot of people will really, benefit from this, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And I think, as I always say, I never say this, I say this on social media, but shame dies where stories are told. So please, whatever you're going through, just be open about it, have conversations about it. And if you know anyone that could benefit from what Mending Broken Beauty does, or if you know of, anyone that is a survivor or, needs to be or come out of a situation, please do contact them. I think the work that they're doing is absolutely beautiful. So without ruining by talking too much for myself, Mending Broken Beauty, Ntombi, and it's goodbye.
Bye.